Hi everyone, I am Priyanka Chaudhary and welcome back to my channel where I help you learn and improve your English in fun and practical ways. Well, if you have chosen to watch this video, it means you are genuinely serious about improving your English. And maybe, like a lot of people, you have been thinking about joining one of those English speaking courses. But here's the thing, do we really need those classes? Trust me, you can reach fluency right from your home, and it doesn't require spending money on these courses that often just brush the surface of what you need. I am proof of that. You can get fluent on your own. I didn't grow up in an English speaking environment. I went to a Hindi medium school where English wasn't really part of daily life. However, by using a few smart strategies and being consistent, I reached a level of fluency I am proud of. And you can too. And do you know what's the best part? Today, there are tons of free resources at your fingertips. So you don't need anything fancy to start speaking English confidently. So, without any further delay, let's dive in and I will share everything I did so you can start your own journey to fluency right from where you are. So, when I first decided to improve my English, I focused on gathering some basic materials. Today, with the internet, there is no shortage of learning resources, but that can also feel overwhelming sometimes. To keep things simple, I started with a few reliable sources and stuck to them. During my school days, I had just books with me, and these were the only resources available to me because there was not that much advancement in technology. So, reading books helped me a lot to understand English grammar and forming sentences and getting the right spelling of the words and whatnot. I grasped a lot of things just from reading books. And later, after my college, I used free apps and YouTube channels that explained grammar more clearly. Instead of hopping from one resource to another, I chose a few that I enjoyed and followed them consistently. This consistency helped me building a strong foundation without feeling scattered. So, my advice is don't overwhelm yourself with too many resources. Pick one or two apps or websites and stick with them for a while. And watch how your understanding builds steadily over time. I know that one of the biggest obstacles to learning English is speaking. Many people believe they need a native English speaker to practice with, but that's actually not true. I did almost all my speaking practice at home alone. There was no one around me with whom I could practice speaking English. So, what I did actually, I used a simple method, and that was mirror speaking and recording myself. Every morning, I would take 5 minutes to look in the mirror, pick a topic, and just speak about it. I would talk about my plans for the day or describe an object in the room. Speaking aloud to yourself might feel a little awkward, but it surely builds confidence. Another great way to practice speaking is by recording yourself. I would record myself talking, then listen back to hear where I could improve. It's a bit uncomfortable at first, but it surely helps so much in learning to correct your pronunciation and your sentences. The key here is not to be afraid of making mistakes. You are your best listener, so don't worry about being perfect right away. Just start speaking out loud daily, and you will feel your confidence grow. And do you know, a major part of sounding fluent is having a good vocabulary and knowing natural phrases. I didn't go through endless lists of vocabulary words. I learned words in context, which made them easier to remember. I would watch English movies and series with subtitles. Whenever I heard a new phrase or word, I would write it down and look up its meaning. Over time, I realized that learning words in context by hearing them used in real conversations made it easier for me to remember and use them. In addition to this, books, news articles, podcasts, and YouTube videos are all amazing for this. Try just not to focus too much on textbooks alone. Instead, immerse yourself in real life content where you are exposed to common expressions and natural phrasing. And don't forget to use these new words in your practice speaking sessions. This is how you go from textbook English to real conversational English. And here is the most important thing to do: listening. Listening is another essential part of fluency. And again, you don't need an English class to master it. I started listening to English audios daily: podcasts, news, music, and even YouTube channels of English speakers I enjoyed. And to make this practice active, I would listen to an English audio clip, some English songs, and try to repeat parts of it. This really sharpened my ear for natural pronunciation and accents. At first, I didn't understand anything at all, but over the period of time, I picked up on the rhythm and nuances of English. Listening is one of the easiest things you can practice at home, so make the most of it. Find an English channel or podcast that interests you and listen to it regularly. Start with slower audios, then gradually move to faster ones as your comprehension improves. Now, I want to be very real with you. Learning a language takes time and you will make mistakes. I made plenty, but those mistakes were part of my journey and they helped me improve and grow. And sometimes, when I didn't know how to say something correctly, I would look up the phrase later. I kept a notebook of these mistakes phrases and revisited them often. I didn't let my mistakes discourage me. Instead, I used them as stepping stones. And the real thing here is consistency. I practiced English speaking daily, even if it was just for 10 minutes. And that built my fluency over time. So be patient with yourself, keep practicing, and remember the small, consistent steps lead to big improvements. So I just want to say to anyone out there thinking they need a classroom or a fluent speaker to learn English, then let me remind you, you don't need anything like that. I built my English skills from scratch without all of these, and so can you. Use the tools available to you. Stay consistent and believe in the progress you're making, even when it feels slow. The journey to fluency doesn't require perfection. It requires practice and patience. I hope my story inspires you to start right where you are, today at home. Keep going, keep speaking, and one day you will find yourself speaking English as naturally as your native language. Now, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best in your English learning journey. If you found my story really inspiring and you felt motivated, then don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel and share this with your friends who are also struggling to learn this language. Now, I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye. Take care.